everybody, so a new review for you guys today. We're talking about the new film, Hustlers. Now, Hustlers was a film I really wasn't too sure about because I was liking some of the promotional material I've seen. It's got a great cast. I'm always down to see more films in this genre from a female perspective because, of course, we got Widows last year, but there really isn't too many films in this kind of genre from that perspective, so I'm always down for more of those. It just couldn't grab me as much as some other films that have coming out in recent months. It's just, I couldn't get that level of excitement, but of course, it premiered a couple days ago at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it got, like, massive praise, so it colored me curious. I was really curious just to see this film the night at the screening and give my thoughts about it because of all the praise it was getting. To be completely honest, I really believe it deserves a fair amount of the praise it's getting because I actually had a really good time with it. It's actually probably one of my bigger surprises of the year so far. Trailers are kind of misleading because they do heavily emphasize on the stripping and them taking advantage of men in the strip club, but underneath the surface there actually is a really compelling and interesting drama that kind of goes hand in hand really well with the whole hustling going on with these strippers and their clients that are on Wall Street. Don't get me wrong though, there is a good amount of stripping in the movie. Jennifer Lopez has a really amazing routine actually in the beginning of the film that pretty much is a 10 out of 10. If you're a fan of Jennifer Lopez, you're going to love that part. Even if you're not a fan of Jennifer Lopez, you're going to love that part. The interesting bit about the way that this heist film plays out is a fair amount of the runtime is actually spent towards Constance Wu and Jennifer Lopez's characters developing a bond. J-Lo kind of takes her under her wing because she's the new person in the strip club, and over time they kind of develop a friendship, and just because they realize they have the same interests, they want to just do what they can to just get by and not have to depend on anybody. Of course, you know, some circumstances aren't the most legal right things to do, but they're just doing what they gotta do to get by. Both Constance Wu and Jennifer Lopez give really great performances, but I really do think Jennifer Lopez steals the show here. I wish she gave these kind of performances more frequently, because if you know in the past, she's given really great performances before. You got stuff like Selena and Out of Sight. Like, she actually does have talent. She actually can be a really great actress. Some of the roles she just picks are kind of questionable, but in this film, it actually really works for her. She plays this really great grounded character, and you really feel for her, even though she's kind of like not doing the right thing, but you still are kind of rooting for her. The rest of the cast is really good as well. Like I said, it's a really stacked cast. You got Keke Palmer, who kind of just plays Keke Palmer, but she has a couple really good lines that actually did make me laugh. You got Lili Reinhart, who I was excited to see just because I'm a fan of Riverdale, but just seeing her on the big screen was really cool. She's kind of the most disposable out of the group, but she actually does get a couple good memorable lines. And you also got Julia Stiles, who's also really good in the limited role that she has. Other than them, I mean, Cardi B and Lizzo are in the movie, but they're really kind of just glorified cameos. I would say about 99% of their screen time is in the trailers, probably to just kind of bait people into seeing the movie thinking that they're going to be in a lot of the movie, but they really aren't. I mean, if you do like Cardi B or Lizzo, you're going to be happy seeing them on the screen because they kind of pretty much just play themselves. I mean, you got one scene where Lizzo's playing the flute backstage, so they pretty much are just themselves as strippers, which I guess is kind of a cool touch. There are a few things I kind of consider negatives, particularly with the way that the transitions are dealt with in the film, because we jump back and forth between a few different time periods throughout the movie, and it kind of affects the pacing, and also they just weren't done very well. You would just get a black screen, and, you know, we would just cut to a different time period entirely, and then we would go back and forth. I also just wish that we got more of Jennifer Lopez's character's backstory, because I know this is based on a true story, but I haven't read the article it's based on, so I don't know if they actually touch upon that at all. But I feel like it would have given her character even more better development, because we really don't get a lot of what her backstory is, because you know she kind of had a troubled past, and they kind of touch upon it a very little bit in like one or two scenes towards the very end of the movie, some of her backstory, but I really feel like it would have given her character more of an emotional punch if we knew more of that backstory. But yeah, overall, I was really surprised at how much I ended up actually enjoying this film. It's actually a really interesting take on the genre. Really like the characters. I highly recommend you go check it out if you get a chance, if it comes out this weekend in your area. I think you're going to have some fun time if you're into that kind of genre, the heist genre, or whatever you call it. It's really fun. I think if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're in the right mindset, you're going to have some fun with it. Jennifer Lopez definitely probably gives one of her best performances, probably in the last 10 years at least. I mean, give or take a couple years. Really impressed, actually. Probably one of my biggest surprises so far. It's not my top 10 or anything, but definitely a candidate for biggest surprise of the year as we're getting closer to the end of 2019. But now that you've heard my thoughts on Hustlers, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of the film when you see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? You think Jennifer Lopez maybe gets some award buzz going after this portrayal in this film? Because, I mean, I've heard maybe rumblings, people think that she maybe could be a contender worthy of an Oscar buzz because of this film. But you never know. Let's see. You know, award season's right around the corner, so we'll see. As always, thank you so much for checking out my review. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep updated with my movie reviews, channel reactions, unboxings, and more. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.